something that some people choose because of either continence issues or other types of things. And it is, to take this young lady's question, it is something that is part of disease prevention to prevent like oral gonorrhea or something like that in the extreme circumstance. I mean, again, it's about knowing your partner. You may take some precautions in the early stages of a relationship that you may not take in the later state.
What would you suggest if you had a partner or a boyfriend that you didn't know really well and they were able-bodied and you were afraid that they would take advantage of you?
What would I do? What would I suggest if I was contemplating a sexual encounter with a sexual activity buddy? Is that like friend with benefits?
Yeah. But like if you were afraid that they would take advantage of you because of your secret.
Okay. Well, how would I feel if I had a sex partner that I was afraid would take advantage of me because of my CP? Okay. That person would not be my sex partner. Plain and simple. If you can't engage somebody and feel secure with them, even from a safety level, you should not be having sexual contact with them. I mean, sometimes you find out after the fact, but that relationship would be concluded if it were me. Life's too short and there are too many people in the world. Other questions?
Joe, I just wanted to agree with you and say, sexuality is just a means to intimacy. Intimacy, really, what I've seen several times is people are really after intimacy and not just the pure sex. And once they find that out, then they can move on.
Good point. Is there another question brewing? Okay.
I want to know if during sex, if you're able to use like whipped cream or chocolate, is that going to hurt anybody while you're having sex?
Does it hurt? Okay. No, it doesn't hurt. Stacy, the only way it would hurt is generally if people don't clean up well. Sometimes there's a possibility of infection. Remember, if people are not being real hygienic about it, there's an opportunity for infection. There are some folks who, if they have an open, some kind of open wound or anything like that, they probably should consider not doing those things. But generally, the rule of thumb is if you're using whipped cream or chocolate, it's the shower afterwards. Or maybe the shower during IA. Okay? Other questions? Okay. Coach would give me the stop in the name of love.
I knew if you saw me talking to him, you'd say, "What did you say?" I just wanted to let you know that you don't have to run out and get some dental dam. You can use saran wrap. Does the same thing. Saran wrap.
You can use a dental dam, just don't use driveway gravel and get another one in the back. It's funny, a lot more people showed up for my sexuality workshop than Dr. Bob.
my question.
I'm sorry.
For people who are single and they do not have sexual toys because they do not want to be obvious.
What do I recommend? Okay. There's always the opportunity for standard masturbation. Okay, you don't need anything else but some know-how. Okay, and to know kind of what works well. There are, of course, videos and enough stuff on the internet. I don't think anybody can ever. It seems like as fast as people see it, they're putting more out. So I think the issue is getting your boundaries with privacy and making sure that you have some private time. There was a big movement in states, especially for folks with profound developmental disabilities, that there needed to be some private time so that people could express their sexuality as they wish. All the bedrooms, even in group homes, have to have doors. There has to be some time where people can go behind the door and do what they wish. My rule of thumb is there comes a point where your rights cross everybody else's rights, and you certainly have the right to be sexual, and everybody has the right to be sexual, but you need to do it in a respectful way so that it doesn't impact on other people. And that's the point I try to make when I talk about the PAs. You know, if you have a PA who says, look, do a lot of things for you, just don't ask me to do these couple of things, you need to respect that, or maybe that person shouldn't be working for you. But it's unfortunate if you put yourself in that position and destroy that otherwise good relationship because of a couple of lifts, a couple of don'ts.
Excuse me. Were you talking about devices or personal space? It sounded like you were talking about devices.
Oh, how to get something?
Because Joe, I remember there's a lot of household materials. Like, I mean, we could go throughout this room and we could name household items that can be outright out there and people wouldn't question it. I mean,
absolutely. I'm sorry. Is that in fact your question? Okay, strike three on me, huh? Okay. The answer to your question is I have had people who have a very limited amount of privacy and a very limited amount of ability to get things turn household objects into sex toys. I had a young lady who explained to me that an electric toothbrush, okay, with a rubber glove over the tip, works almost exactly the same as anything you can buy in a store. And she basically had an electric toothbrush for her teeth and an electric toothbrush for other reasons. And the joke was to keep them separate, to make sure that during a personal care regime, somebody didn't pick up the wrong electric toothbruch. Once she established that, no, that one's not for my teeth, it kind of went a lot better. But there are a bunch of things that you can make. There are some really good websites, which I'll post, which explain how to do that. Yes, they do exist. Everybody just woke up. Jamie's going out to buy a computer tomorrow. Other questions? Nobody has anything else? Okay.
Thank you.
This will be our last question, and then I have a question for the group.
Okay, my question is it normal, like, I'll just put it out there, I only have orgasms on the clit. I can only do it myself. The question is, am I missing out on the inside vaginal orgasm? Is there such thing?
There is such a thing as the vaginal orgasm. There are some people that just don't have them, okay, because of the change in physiological physiology or anatomy or some damage to some nerves, or there's a very practical reason that they don't have them. There are some people who say, gee, I'm really missing something. There are people that say, I'm good right where I am. A lot depends on you. If you're doing it yourself and that's the best way that you're stimulated, you could still have a partner be involved and you deal with the stimulation. Okay? But, there is no such thing as doing it the right way. And there are people who have vaginal orgasms and not clitoral orgasms, and that's fine too. I mean, the best way that I can answer that is there is no one right way.
I hate to be the hard person to I have a question, and this is up to the group because I believe this is the democracy. We have the separated gender issues coming up. I know we've had a long day and it's been straightforward through. We can do that, which is fine, and I know our moderators have come for that reason. But I want to ask the group, would you rather go on this track, or would you rather separate the men from the ladies? So I need y'all to speak up.
Okay. So the choice is to stay together?
Choice is to stay together, and I would bring another moderator up so you're not just a male talking.
Okay.
Because I think that's important, and or we can separate. I need y'all to speak up.
Show of hands for together. You only get to vote once. This is not Chicago in 1963. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You got
7. I've got 7. Molly's pretending we're not here. Molly, you're voting. 8. Okay. And how many people want to separate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and 6. Okay, 5 and 6. 7 versus 6. Some people didn't vote. I think you got.
Actually, she was 9 on the staying together.
Okay, you going for staying together? Okay, so that's 8 to 6. Stacy, you're voting how?
That's a tough one.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's separate, and whoever doesn't want to go to the groups, take a break. But we got to be back here by 6 to eat.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys.